That also reminds me that I need to send last week's recording.
Okay.
I'll send it. Yeah. Okay. So now, before we jump into the third shloka today, so what we do is, Richa and Manish, every week we take 1 or 2 shlokas, and then we discuss the purport in detail. We discuss everything in detail. Yeah. So last week we discussed first 2 shlokas from chapter 2. Okay. Now today, shloka 3. But before we start discussing shloka 3, okay, so let me ask you a question. In chapter 1, Arjuna gave 4 different reasons why he does not want to fight. Okay, so let's try to recollect what are those 4 reasons. And then I'll ask the question.
Material compassion.
Material compassion, okay.
Loss of enjoyment.
Loss of enjoyment.
Sinful reactions.
Sinful reaction, fear of incurring sinful reactions.
And
okay.
Destruction of family dynasty.
Destruction of family dynasty. Okay. Yeah. 4 reasons. Material compassion. Material compassion. So he was feeling compassionate for the opposite side army, Kauravas, Duryodhana and party. But what was the point that Arjuna was missing here? He was feeling compassionate for the opposite side people. He was thinking, oh, how can I be the cause of, killing all these people? There are people who are worthy of my worship. Grandfather Bhishma, Dronacharya, the teacher who taught all the archery skills to Arjuna, and then all of his cousins. So how can I kill them? How can I be the cause of, the death of all these people? So, but what was the fundamental point that Arjuna was missing with respect to that compassion?
He was not looking at the point that the other party was hell-bent on fighting them for the kingdom.
Sorry, say that again. The other party, Pandavas, right?
Yeah, he was not considered. Arjuna was not considering the fact that the Kauravas were hell-bent on fighting the Pandavas and defeating them to conquer the kingdom.
Yeah. Yeah. Excellent. So now looks like you also became Ashok number 2. Yeah. So yeah, excellent. So he was compassionate about the other side of the battlefield, on Kauravas, but he was negligent of his own people. He was negligent of Pandavas, because Kauravas was determined. They were determined to fight, and if they fight, now you don't know the outcome, right? Whether they will win or Pandavas will win, we don't know. So that was the fundamental point Arjuna was missing. While he was showing compassion on Kauravas, he was forgetting his own people, which is more important than showing compassion on Kauravas. And so why does this happen? Why does this happen?
Just because lack of knowledge.
Lack of knowledge, okay.
Attachment to material relationships.
Okay. Now, if he is attached to material relations, then he should have more compassion to his own people, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
He was fearful that he has to fight against his.
1 second, Kiran. Richa is saying something. Yeah, go ahead, Richa.
Backside is Dodachar, many gurus are there.
Mm-hmm.
It's brothers also their Kaurava. So he can't detach the feelings, love towards them.
Yeah.
So that was the reason he was don't want to fight with Kauravas.
Yeah, no, that's correct. The reason why he does not want to fight is because they are people who are worthy of worship and his own kinsmen. But my question is, he was not compassionate about his own people. He did that fundamental mistake. So why do we make such fundamental mistakes? Yeah, Kiran, go ahead.
I think it's because of the fear that he had to fight against Kauravas, because he does not have any fear against his people, Pandavas and others, but then he was fearful against the others.
Okay. Anything else from anyone?
I think that when he came to the war, he covered like what are the purpose he came for. When he saw Vispidama and other groups, he actually he like what realize what his main purpose of this war is.
Yeah.
I think was often because that kill our own. Then means every word of time to time, every time everybody blame to me why I have done such tasks. This might be doing something wrong. If I will kill him, then everybody tell me why you do this, because they don't know about our bondage, our things.
Yeah.
So he was very afraid and crying on front of Krishna. So from that, Krishna started to telling about the real truth. Maybe in next Janam they will be your kingdom. If you do or don't do, you will be the reason for that. Krishna teach you everything.
Okay.
The fear of blaming of word.
Fear of the same. So he didn't want to commit the same that one that thing. And other things that he forgot what he is supposed to do in the war.
Yeah.
Why he is with Krishna now.
Okay. Naresh, you have anything to say?
Vijay got a little bit distracted.
Okay. So yeah, the question is, so Arjuna, he was compassionate about Kauravas, but he was negligent about his own people, Pandavas. Fundamental mistake. So he was showing compassion for Kauravas, but he forgot about his own people. Because if he is concerned about his own people, he should be up and running. He should take up his bow Gandiva and start fighting. So why did he miss that fundamental point? Why do we
why did he?
In general, why do we, if we apply that situation in our life, right? We are not fighting a battle on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, but all of us, we are fighting our inner war every day. Dealing with situations, we are also fighting with, fighting with inner war. We're fighting inner war every day. So, and we make mistakes. So why do we make mistakes in situations like this?
So why did Arjuna ignore his own people and trying to show compassion? I think he might have the underlying assumption that he's going to win if he wins the fight. So he did not, because if he takes the bow and fights, so assumption is he's going to win. He's going to kill all the Kauravas. That is one aspect I can think of.
No, because Arjuna is a good student, and he knows that on the other side there are mighty warriors like Bhishma Dev and Dronacharya. So Dronacharya, he's the one who taught all the archery skills to Arjuna, right? So he's more powerful than Arjuna, and Bhishma Dev is a mighty warrior. So there are good chances.
He's worried, how can I kill all of them, right? That means he is assuming that he's going to kill them. That means he is stronger than them.
Yeah, that was his calculation, that how can I kill those people. But there are good chances that other people might kill him and the Pandavas. Yeah. So we make.
He
we
doesn't like fighting at that point of time. At that point of time, he doesn't like fighting.
He doesn't like fighting. He doesn't like fighting. Yeah. Okay. Okay, that's also a good point. Okay. So when we don't want to do certain things, right? Our mind shows different excuses. Our mind automatically gives a lot of excuses to support our decision. So as Venugopal said, he does not want to fight. That's why his mind is giving all the excuses. His mind is not showing anything about his own, his own people. It is showing only. It is only telling about people on the other side. And hey, how can you kill, some of your cousins? That's also a good point. And also what Kiran mentioned, right? Fear. Okay, when we are in fear, we cannot think straight. When we are in fear, we cannot think straight. So generally, the human beings, we have 4 defects. And we discussed this during the introduction, right? What are the 4 defects that we have? We discussed the 4 defects of human beings while understanding the process of learning. If you want to learn anything, there are 2 methods, Aroha and Avaroha. Aroha Paddhati, Avaroha Paddhati. Ascending, descending. In the descending, in the ascending way of learning, human beings are faced with 4 defects. So what are those 4 defects?
Forgetfulness, one thing I can think.
Forgetfulness. No, there's no forgetfulness. No.
Okay.
Senses. We have
Our senses are imperfect. Okay, that's the first one.
Sorry, sir.
Senses are imperfect. And what are the other 3?
Tendency to make mistake.
Tendency to make mistakes. Okay.
Illusion.
Illusion. Okay. Yeah.
Ego or maybe
No.
False.
ignorance or fault. Yeah.
No, it's not ego. Cheating propensity. Cheating propensity. Yeah. Okay, these are the 4 defects. So now, if you look at the first one, right? Cheating propensity. Propensity. Yeah. So in this Kali Yuga, everyone is inclined to cheat others. There are cheaters and cheated. There are cheaters and cheated. As long as there are cheated, there are cheaters. Cheaters can only cheat when there are people who are ready to be cheated. That's what Prabhupada says. That this world is full of cheaters and cheated. And cheaters cheat because there are people who are ready to be cheated. So, yeah.
Basically, putting the blame on the cheaters because they are able to cheat, so it's happening.
They are not intelligent enough.
Okay.
They're not intelligent enough. Okay. That's why they're ready to be cheated. They can't discriminate between good and bad, and they're ready to be cheated. That's why cheaters, they take advantage of the people and then cheat. So the first one, right? Imperfect senses. Everything that we perceive with our senses, the things that we see, the things that we hear, the things that we taste, the things that we feel or touch, everything is imperfect. Everything is imperfect. They have some limits. They have some limits and limitations. For example, the power of hearing. The power of hearing, if you compare between human beings and snakes, snakes have great amount of hearing. Whereas human beings, it's limited. And smelling. Dogs have great power of smelling. There are human beings, some limited. So like that, human beings have limited senses. And when we are seeing things, the way how we perceive, they are limited based on our knowledge. Now, when Arjuna, when he was observing the armies on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, that's how the chapter is titled, the first chapter, Observing the Armies on the Battlefield of Kurukshetra. So, because the senses are imperfect, he was observing the armies on the battlefield, and then he was doing wrong calculations. Driven by fear. As such, our senses are imperfect. And now, when we are in fear, we tend to make even more mistakes. As such, we make mistakes. That is the defect we have. That is the built-in defect that we have, all human beings. Even a perfect, even a perfect criminal. Okay? There is a saying, right? Every criminal will leave at least one evidence. So that, not so that, but every criminal will leave at least one evidence, and using that, the police will catch him. So today, when we were sitting in the, Rahul, you mentioned, right? You saw me in the temple discussing with Harilas Maharaj. So we spent good amount of time. And Harilas Maharaj, he was describing about an incident. It happened recently in Idaho, where you heard about that?
Yeah, from
Yeah.
Okay, in the class, in one of the classes.
Yeah.
When did he mention that?
So it's like there was a crime. So there was like a student of PhD who was like doing
Yeah.
criminology.
Yeah.
He committed a perfect crime.
Yeah.
So basically he tried to commit a very perfect crime, but he just made one mistake.
Yeah.
And so this like he used his father's car.
Father's car. Yeah.
Yeah. And just by using that one mistake, he was caught.
Yeah.
But it took some time for the police, but he was caught.
Yeah.
But he did like actually very correct crime. So like there were no evidences.
Yeah.
He just had a very hard time.
Yeah. So there's a PhD student in Idaho, in some university in Idaho. He was doing PhD in criminology. And he killed 4 students in the university. And he thought, because he knew many things, right? From the PhD that he did, he knew many things, how to get around and how to get away from being caught. So he thought he was smart enough to escape, and he thought he was not leaving any evidences behind. And he did everything so expertly that he was convinced by himself that, okay, he did not leave any evidence and he will never be caught. But as they say, every criminal will leave at least one evidence. And so as this guy, he left one evidence that he used his father's car, and then the police they caught him using that car. This is the information, the car that he used. So like that, even a perfect perfect expert can also make mistakes. And when a person is in fear, he tends to make more mistakes. That was Arjuna's situation. So he was not able to think straight. Okay, so now let's go to verse 3, Shloka 3. Actually, before discussing the purport, maybe we can recite all the shlokas. Yeah, let's recite all the shlokas from chapter 2. So, Richa, you want to recite the shlokas? Okay. So, recite all the shlokas from chapter 2. While you're reciting, I will set up the projector actually. Okay. so that you can see other people. And yeah, go ahead. You need a book or? Huh?
Yes.
Okay, sure, I'll give a book. Yeah. Okay, yeah, you can go ahead and.
All this way. Yes.
Or you want to open on the phone and.
You can get me.
Book is better? Okay, yeah, go ahead.
तथा कृत्याविष्ट मशकोडाकुलेक्षणं विषीदन्तमिदं वाक्यम् उवाच मधुसूदनः.
Second, please.
श्री भगवानुवाच कुतस्तवाकर्षमलिमिदं विस्मये समुपस्थितम् अनार्यजुष्टमश्ववर्यं कीर्तिकमर्जुन. क्लैबव्यमासं गमः पार्थ न ततव्य उपपद्यन्ते क्षुद्रं हृदय दौर्बल्यं त्यक्तोत्तिष्ठ परन्तप. कथं भीष्ममहं संख्ये दोढं च मधुसूदन शुभिः प्रतियोत्स्यामि पूजाहवारि सूदन. गुरून् हत्वा हि महानुभावानं श्रेयो भोक्तुं भैक्ष्यमपि इह लोके हत्वार्थकामास्तु गुरूनिहेव भुञ्जीय भोगानं रुधिरप्रदिदानम्. न चैतदं विदः कथर्त्रो जरीयो यदं वा जयेम यदि वा नो जयेयुः यानेव हत्वा न प्रतिजीविष्यामतं ते वस्थिता प्रमुखे धृतराष्ट्रः. कर्तव्यदोषो वहत स्वभावः प्रक्षामि त्वां धर्मसम्मूढचेतः यच्छ्रेः शयाति स्थितं ब्रूहि तन्मे शिष्यस्तेऽहं शाधिमां त्वां प्रपत्तम्. नहि प्रपश्यामि ममापनुदादं यच्छोकमुक्षोषणमेन्द्रियाणाम् अवापय भूमावसपतनमद्धं राज्यं सुराणामपि चाधिपत्यम्. संजय उवाच एवमुक्त्वा ऋषिकेशं गुडाकेशः प्रतपः न योतस्य इति गोविन्दमुक्त्वा तोषीं बभूवः. तम् उवाच ऋषिकेशः प्रहसन् इवाभरता सनयोः उभयोर्मध्ये विषिदान्तम् इदं वच. श्री भगवानुवाच अशोच्यान्
स्वचः त्वं
प्रज्ञा वदंस च भाषासि गतश्वन् अगासुंस च नानुष्कुशन्ति पदिन्तः पंडितः. न तवेवाहं जातो नाशं न तवं नेमे जनाधिपः न चैव न भविष्यामः सर्वेभ्यो मतः परमम् देहिनोऽस्मिन् यथा देहे कौमारं यौवनं जरं तथा देहान्त प्राप्तिधीयस्तत नमयति मत्रास्परसस्तु कौन्तेय शीतोष्णा सुखः दुःखदः अगमय प्रेणो नित्या सतां स्थितिः स्वभावतः यं हि न व्यथ्यन्ते ते पुरुषं पुरुषासभ समा दुःखः सुखं धीरं सौम्यत्वया कल्पते न सुविद्यते भावो न भावो विद्यते सतः उभयोरपि दृष्टोऽन्तस्तोऽन्योस्ततो दृश्यभिः अविनाशी तु तदं विद्धि येन सर्वमिदं ततं विनाशमव्ययस्य न कश्चितं कर्तुमर्हति अन्तेऽवन्त इमे देहा नित्यस्योक्ता शरीरिणः अनाशिनो प्रमेयस्य तस्मादं युधय स्वभारत 19 य एनं वेत्ति हन्तरं यश्चैनं मन्यते हतम् उभो तो न विजानीतो नायं हन्ति न हन्यते 20 न जायते म्रियते वा कदाचित् नायं भूत्वा भविता वा न भूयः अजो नित्यः शाश्वतोऽयं पुराणो न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे वेदा विनाशिनं नित्यं य एनमजमयं कथं स पुरुषः पार्थकं घातयति हन्तिकम् वासांसि जीर्णानि यथा विहाय नवानि गृह्णाति नरोपणानि तथा शरीराणि विहाय जीर्णान्यानि संयाति नवानि देहि 23 नैनं छिन्दन्ति शस्त्राणि नैनं दहति पावकः न चैनं कलेदयन्त्यापो न शुष्यति मारुतः अच्छेदोऽयमदायो यं क्लेदो शुष्य एव च नित्यः सर्वगतास्थाणुरचलोऽयं सनातनः अव्यक्तोऽयम् अचिन्त्योऽयम् अविकर्योऽयम् उच्यते तस्मादेवामं विधि यातवायनं नानुशोषितम् अर्हसि अथाचनं नित्यजातं नित्यं वा मान्यसे मतं तथापि त्वं महाबाहो नैनं शोचितुम् अर्हसि जातस्य हि ध्रुवो मृत्यु ध्रुवं जन्म मृतस्य च तस्मादपरिहार्यर्थेन तवं शोचितुं हर्षि 28 अव्यक्तादीनि भूतानि व्यक्तधामध्यानि भारत अव्यक्तनिधानेव तत्र का परिदेवना आश्चर्यवतं पश्यति कश्चिदैनमम् आश्चर्यवदं वदति तथैव चान्यः आश्चर्यवचनमन्यः शृणोति श्रुत्वाप्येनं वेदना चैव कश्चितम् देहि नित्यमवध्योऽयं देहे सर्वस्य भारत तस्मात् तं सर्वाणि भूतानि दातं शोचितुमर्हसि स्वधर्ममपि छावेक्ष्य न विकम्पतुमर्हसि धम्याधियुदाक्षेन्द्रियं क्षत्रियस्य न विद्यते यदक्षया चक्षुपपत्रं सर्गद्वारमवपावृतं सुखिनः क्षत्रियः पार्थ लभन्ते युद्धमीदर्शमम् अथ चेतवमिमं धमयं संग्रामं न करिष्यसि तथा स्वधर्मं कीर्तिं च हित्वा पापं वापस्यसि 34 अकीर्तिं चापि भूतानि कथयन्ति व्यायामं संभावितस्य च कीर्तिमयादतिरिच्यते भयादरणादुप्रन्तं मन्स्यन्ते त्वां महारथः येषां च त्वं बहुमतो भूत्वा यस्य शीलागवमम् 36 अवाच्यवादाश च बहुना वदिष्यन्ति तवाहितः निन्दन्तस्तव सामर्थ्यं ततो दुःखतरं नु किम् हतो वा पापस्यसि स्वर्गं जित्वा वा भोक्ष्यसे महीम् तस्मादुत्तिष्ठ कौन्तेय युद्धाय कृतनिश्चयः सुख दुःखी समे कृत्वा लाभालाभो जयो ततो युद्धाय युजस्य वनैवं पापवमाप्स्यसि ईशा ते विहिता सांख्ये बुद्धियोगे त्वमां शृणु बुद्ध्या युक्तो यया पार्थ कर्मबन्धं प्रहास्यसि नेहाभिक्रमनाशोऽस्ति प्रत्यवायो न विद्यते स्वल्पमाप्यस्य धर्मस्य तायते महतो भयातम् व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धिरेके कुरुनन्दन बहुशाखाह्यनन्ताश्च बुद्ध्यो व्यवसायिनामम् यामिमां पुष्पयन्तां वाचं प्रवदन्त्य विपश्चितः वेदवादतरतः पार्थ नान्यदस्तीति वादिनः कामात्मानः स्वर्गपरा जन्म कर्म फल प्रदामं क्रिया विशेष बहुलां भोगस्य वर्य गतिं प्रति भोगैश्वर्य प्रसक्तानां तया प्रहत चेतसामं व्यवसात्मिका बुद्धि समाधो न विधीयते तय गुण विश्य वेदानस्तय गुण्यो भवार्जुन निर्दिन्दो नित्य सक्तवस्थो निर्योगक्षेम आत्मवानम् यावानर्थ उद्दपाने सर्वतः समपलुतोदके तावानं सर्वेषु वेदेषु ब्राह्मणस्य विजानतः कर्मान्मे एवाधिकारस्ते मां पहलेषु कदाचन मा कर्मा फला हेतुर्भुर्मा ते संगो सत्व अकर्मणि योगास्तः कुरु कर्माणि संगमं तया धनञ्जया सिद्ध असिद्ध्योः समो भूत्वा समात्वामं योग उच्यते दुरेणं हयवरं कर्म बुद्धियोगा धनञ्जय बुद्धो शरणमविच्य कृपणः फलहेतवः बुद्धियुक्तो जहातेह उभो सुकृत दुष्कृते तस्मादं योगाय युजस्व योगः कर्मसु कौशलम् कर्मजं बुद्धि युक्त ही फलं यत्यक्त्वा मनुष्यनः जन्मबन्धा विनिर्मुक्तः पदं गच्छन्ते अनामयम् यदा ते मोहकलीलं बुद्धिव्यतिरस्यति तदा गन्तासि निर्वेदं श्रोतव्यस्य श्रुतस्य च श्रुतिया प्रतिपत्राते यदा स्थास्यति निश्चला समाधवचला बुद्धिस्तदा योगमवाप्स्यसि स्थितप्रज्ञस्य का भाषा समाधिस्तस्य केशव स्थितिधि किं प्रभाषेत किमासीत व्रजेत किं प्रजहाति यदा कामानं सर्वानं पार्थ मनोगतानं आत्मन्येवात्मना तुष्टि स्थिति प्रज्ञस्तदोच्यते दुःखेषु अनुद्विग्ना मनः सुखेषु विगतस्पृहः वितारगा भयाक्रोधः स्थितः धीर्मुनिरुच्यते यः सर्वत्र नभिस्नेहः तत्तत् प्राप्य शुभाशुभं नाभिनन्दति न द्वेषति तस्य प्राज्ञः प्रातस्थितः यदा संहरचते चायं कुर्मुंगानीव सर्वसा इन्द्रियाणीन्द्रियार्थे वयस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता विनिर्वन्तते निराहारस्य देहिना रसवर्जं रसोपयस्य परं द्रष्टा निर्वर्तन्ते यततो ह्यपि कौन्तेय पुरुषस्य विपश्चितः इन्द्रियाणि हरन्ति प्रसभं मनः तानि सर्वाणि संयम्य युक्त आसीत् मत्परः व्यवशे यस्येन्द्रियाणि तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता ध्यायतो विषयान् पुंसः सङ्गस्तेषुपाजायते सङ्गसञ्जाते कामः कामत क्रोधो भिजायते क्रोधादं भवति सम्मोहा स्मृतिव भ्रमः स्मृतिभ्रंशाशदं बुद्धिनाशो बुद्धिनाशात् प्रणश्यति रागद्वेष विमुक्तस्तु विषयानेन्द्रियाश्चरणम् विधेयात्मा प्रसादमधिगच्छति प्रसादे सर्वदुःखानां हनिरस्य अरस्योपजायते प्रसक्तचेतसोऽशुबुद्धिः प्रयवतिष्ठते नास्ति बुद्धियुक्तस्य न चायुक्तस्य भावानां न चाभावेता शान्तस्य कुतः सुखम् इन्द्रियाणां हि च तां यन्मनो निर्नुविधीयते तदस्य करति प्रज्ञायां वयो नारभूमि वामभसि तस्मादं शस्य महाबाहो निरन्तानि सर्वसा इन्द्रियार्थेषु मेवस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता या निशा सर्वभूतानां तस्यां जागृति संयमी यस्यां जागृति भूतानि सा निशा पश्यतो मुनेः आपूर्यमाणमचल प्रतिष्ठं समुद्रमापा प्रविशन्ति उद्यदतं तदतं कामयं प्रविशन्ति सर्वे स शान्तिमाप्नोति न कामकामी विहाय कामान् यः सर्वान् पुमाश्चरति न्यायशप्रः निर्ममो निरङ्कारः स शान्तिमधिगच्छति एषा ब्राह्मणी स्थितिः पार्थ नैनां प्राप्य विमोहयति स्थित्वा स्यात्मन्तकालेऽपि ब्रह्ममयेवावगच्छति।
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
गलती हो तो क्षमा करिएगा।
नहीं बहुत अच्छा। या ना बहुत अच्छा रिसेट किया आपने। Okay. Okay. One second, let me connect this. Yeah, so now you can see everyone. Okay, and I'm going to share something, then you can see. Okay.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna, Naresh.
Prabhuji, can you I think you asked the question before, right? Why did Arjuna did not think about his side? Can you re-summarize the answer for us? I know we brainstormed, but I don't think I caught the correct summary.
Essential point. You did not get the essential point, right? Okay.
Yes.
So he made the fundamental mistake of not showing any concern for his own people, Pandavas. He was compassionate about Kauravas, but he was almost forgetful of his own people. Because if he was concerned about his own people, he would get up and fight. But from his behavior, it appears that he was not ready to fight. If he is not ready to fight, then the Kauravas will fight, right? Kauravas will fight, and they might kill Pandavas, or they might not. They might get the kingdom, right? The Kauravas will keep the kingdom. The whole purpose of this battle is to fight against Kauravas and reclaim the kingdom. The kingdom is in the hands of Kauravas. The whole purpose of this battle is to fight against Kauravas and reclaim the kingdom, so that they can establish the dharma. Now, when Arjuna decided not to fight, so what are the consequences of not fighting? That Kauravas will continue to rule the kingdom, and then the adharma will prevail. Adharma will prevail, which will impact his own people, right? It will impact Pandavas also. So he was forgetful of all these facts. He was forgetful of his own people, which is a fundamental mistake. And we also do in our day-to-day, everyday, situations. So we also commit such fundamental mistakes. The question was, why? Why do we make such fundamental mistakes? And then we started answering with the 4 defects. The human beings have 4 defects. Because of the 4 defects, we tend to make mistakes. One of the defects is we tend to make mistakes. Human beings tend to make mistakes. And now, when a person is in fear, and then when their heart is overwhelmed with compassion, then they tend to make even more mistakes. And that's what happened in Arjuna's case. He was forgetful about his own people. And also he decided not to fight, right? And as Venugopal mentioned, when you decided not to do something, or when you decide to do something, your mind will come up with all excuses not to do that, or your mind will come up with all reasons to do that. It happens automatically without even your knowledge. The mind starts giving all excuses to support not doing it. Or if you want to do something, the mind will give all reasons why you have to do it. So that's how mind works.
Okay, so he didn't think about his side because he was going through the fundamental defect.
Yeah, fundamental defect, and also his mind was giving excuses not to fight, and he was in fear. So when a person is in fear, they tend to make mistakes.
And one time negative, that's a 2 to power n is negative.
Yeah.
And if it is positive, that's a 2 to power n.
Right, and the call.
Yeah, and the call. Yeah.
So as they say, where there is a will, there is a way. If you think positive, then even the impossible things will take place. Yeah. Okay. Now let's jump on to Shloka 3. So 2.3. Okay, next week, Madhuri, will you be able to recite the entire chapter? All the shlokas?
Of chapter 2, Prabhuji?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Actually, I recited 20 of them while you were not there, Prabhuji.
Okay.
That is with Srinivas, other Srinivas Prabhuji.
Yeah, he told me that.
Okay, yeah.
So, yeah, see if you can recite the entire chapter next week.
Sure, Prabhuji, yeah.
Okay.
I'll try to do that, yeah.
Yeah, I think you were reciting in a good meter, the Carnatic, like Vishnu Sahasranamam, right?
Yeah. He corrected a few of them, but yeah. Try to recite.
Pronunciation you will catch up, as we repeat the verses, you correct the pronunciation. But I think the tune was good.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Yeah.
So, okay. Now, let's go to Shloka 3, Chapter 2, Shloka 3. Shri Bhagavan Klaibyam Asmagama Partha Naitattvai Upapadyate
Naityattvai
Shudram Hrudaya Daurbalyam
Shudram Hridaya
Yaktotishta Parantapa. That's okay, Prabhu.
Yaktotishta Parantapa.
Is there? Okay. Yeah, now we can go around and each one of us recite the shloka and rest of us will repeat. So, Ashok. Klaibyam Asmagama Partha
Naitattvai Upapadyate
Shudram Hridaya Daurbalyam
Yaktotishta Parantapa.
Klaibyam
Asmagama Partha
Naitattvai Upapadyate
Naitattvai Upapadyate
Manish?
Asmagama Partha Padyate
Upapadyate
Hridaya Daurbalyam
Shudram Hridaya Daurbalyam Yaktotishta Parantapa.
Klaibyam Asmagama
Partha.
Klaibyam Asmagama Partha
Naitattvai
Upapadyate
Naitattvai
Shudram
Shudram Hridaya
Hridaya
Daurbalyam
Yaktotishta
Yaktotishta Parantapa.
Madhuri?
Klaibyam Asmagama Partha Naitattvai Upapadyate
Naitattvai Upapadyate
Shudram Hridaya Daurbalyam
Shudram Hridaya Daurbalyam
Yaktotishta Parantapa.
Rahul?
Klaibyam Asmagama Partha
Klaibyam Asmagama Partha
Naitattvai Upapadyate
Naitattvai Upapadyate
Shudram Hridaya Daurbalyam
Shudram Hridaya Daurbalyam
Yaktotishta Parantapa
Yaktotishta Parantapa.
Kiran?
Klaibyam Asmagama Partha
Klaibyam Asmagama Partha
Naitattvai Upapadyate
Naitattvai Upapadyate
Shudram Hridaya Daurbalyam
Shudram Hridaya Daurbalyam
Yaktotishta Parantapa.
Yaktotishta Parantapa.
Okay, Venugopal?
Klaibyam Asmagama Partha
Klaibyam Asmagama Partha
Naitattvai Upapadyate
Naitattvai Upapadyate
Shudram Hridaya Daurbalyam
Shudram Hridaya Daurbalyam
parantapa.
त्यक्त्वोत्तिष्ठ परम्
Okay, Swati?
क्लैब्यमास्मागम पार्थ
वैद्यमास्मगमपाद्य
नित्यत्वे उपध्यते
नैतत्त्वय्युपपद्यते
क्षुद्रम् हृदय दौर्बल्यम्
रुद्रं हृदयदौर्बल्यं
त्यक्तोत्तिष्ठ परन्तप
त्यक्त्वोत्तिष्ठ परन्तप.
Okay, good. So if we repeat a shloka like this 10 times, 20 times, we'll easily remember, we'll easily memorize that. So next year I'll do a program with all of you on Gita Jayanti day. You all will recite shlokas, all the shlokas out of your memory. So, very well.
I would memorize. Claudium Masma Samapada Anaita Paipapadyate Shudrim Buddha Balyam Na Takwa Tisha Parantapa.
Parantapa. Yeah, see? What is that?
I asked the meaning of Claudium.
Claudium. Yeah, that we will know now. We'll read the word to word meaning. Yeah, if we know the meaning, then it is easy to memorize the shloka. Yeah, that is the next level. But the first level is simply by hearing it repeatedly. It gets registered in your brain, even if you know the meaning or not. See, kids, how they memorize the shlokas without knowing the meaning, simply by repetition. I know one family. The mother was reciting shlokas when the child was in the womb. Every day she was reciting the shlokas. Every day, every single day, all 9 months, every single day she was reciting the shlokas. And from third year onwards, that boy started telling the shlokas out of his memory. Yeah, as soon as he started speaking, within no time he started reciting all the shlokas from his memory. That's the power of child learning. So children can learn 5 or 7 languages. Actually.
For days, my son came with a temple every morning, 2-3 days, and in a home he's singing a song, Hare Krishna, like that. Not in but Hare Krishna, Hare Rama.
Yeah, at home also, right? Yeah, it automatically, comes.
It is when no is just singing.
Yeah, it automatically comes. Yeah.
For Abhi, the first Mukunda school, pre-K. That's weekly one verse he was learning.
Yeah.
And that's when I realized kids have that ability.
Yeah.
So repeating this 20-30 times,
yeah,
remember it.
Yeah, they have tremendous power. And as we age, that learning ability gets diminished a little bit. So kids can learn in 10 repetitions. Maybe we need 20 or 30 repetitions. So this is the technique I follow. Okay. So whenever I want to memorize any shloka, I pick up the shloka. Throughout the day, I just repeat it in my mind, or when possible, I recite it louder so that I can hear it throughout the day. I take one shloka per day, and then it gets registered forever.
There is a good news, like in the 3rd chapter or 4th chapter, when you come and chant Hare Krishna, Hare Mahamantra,
yeah,
the brain can form new paths to memorize more.
When you perform yajna while chanting Hare Krishna.
Yeah, and Mahamantra, like yajnas and sacrifices.
Okay.
So you get the benefit of those the new brain paths are formed.
Okay.
So you can memorize.
Meditation. And meditation.
That's also yajna.
Yeah.
That's a watch type.
So where is it mentioned?
3rd chapter is about talking about yajna.
Yeah.
It's in the purport. Prabhupada clearly writes that.
Okay.
This is the 3rd chapter, 11th verse.
Okay.
Yeah. So, by performance of yajna, one's eatables become sanctified. By eating sanctified foodstuffs, one's very existence becomes purified. By the purification of existence, finer tissues in the memory become sanctified. And when memory is sanctified, one can think of the path of liberation. So all these combined together lead to Krishna consciousness. So the finer tissues in the memory become sanctified.
That is by eating prasadam.
Eating prasadam.
Yeah.
Also by performance of yajna. So one leads to another, one leads to another.
By performance of yajna, once eatables become sanctified. And by eating sanctified foodstuff, one's very existence becomes purified. So, I mean, definitely yajna has its own benefits. Without yajna, there are no grains. There are no rains, and without rains, there are no grains. Without grains, there is no food. So you perform yajna, and then you get food, and then when you offer that to the Lord and eat it as a prasadam, sanctified food, then the finer tissues in the brain get purified. Yeah.
The more you perform yajnas, you never get old.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Okay, good. Okay, so now let's understand the meaning of this shloka 2.3, chapter 2, shloka 3. Klaibyam masmagama partha naitatvai upapadhyate kshudram hridaya daurbalyam tyaktotishta parantapa. Klaibyam, importance. Masma, do not. Gama, take to. Partha, O son of Pritha. Na, never. Etat, this. Tvai, unto you. Upapadyate is befitting. Shudram, petty. Hridaya, of the heart. Daurbalyam, weakness. Tyaktva, giving up. Uttishta, get up. Parantapa, or chastiser of the enemies. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. O son of Pritha, do not yield to this degrading importance. It does not become you. Give up such petty weakness of heart and arise, O chastiser of the enemy. Purport. Swati, you want to read the purport?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah,
Arjuna.
Mention again. Yeah, go ahead.
Arjuna was addressed as the son of Partha, Pratha, who happened to be the sister of Krishna's father Vasudeva. Therefore, Arjuna had a blood relationship with Krishna. After the son of a Kshatriya declines to fight, he is a Kshatriya in name only. And if the son of a Brahmana acts impiously, he is a Brahmana in name only. Such Kshatriya and Brahmanas are unworthy sons of their fathers. Therefore, Krishna did not want Arjuna to become an unworthy son of a Kshatriya. Arjuna was the most intimate friend of Krishna, and Krishna was directly guiding him on the chariot. But in spite of all these credits, if Arjuna abandoned the battle, he would be committing an infamous act. Therefore, Krishna said that such an attitude in Arjuna did not fit his personality. Arjuna might argue that he would give up the battle on the grounds of his magnanimous attitude for the most respectable Bhishma and his relatives, but Krishna considered that sort of magnanimity mere weakness of heart. Such false magnanimity was not approved by any authority. Therefore, such magnanimity or so-called non-violence should be given up by persons like Arjuna under the direct guidance of Krishna.
Okay, good. So, yeah, so here Krishna is speaking this verse, Klaibyam Masmagama Partha, Naitatwai Upadyate, Kshudram Hridaya Daurbalyam, Tyaktottishta Parantapa. So Krishna is saying, O son of Pritha, do not yield to this degrading impotence. It does not become you. Giving up such petty weakness of heart and arise, O chastiser of the enemy. So Krishna is chastising Arjuna here. Krishna is chastising Arjuna. So Arjuna spoke like a learned person. That's okay. Yeah. Arjuna spoke like a learned person in first chapter. He gave all 4 different reasons, and he was quoting a lot of shastric references. He was speaking like a pandit, and decided not to fight. Now here Krishna starts speaking. Krishna is chastising Arjuna, saying that if a Kshatriya does not fight, then because Kshatriya's basic duty is fighting. So all the 4 different varnas, they have their own duties. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Brahmana's duty is to preach, to impart this Vedic knowledge to others. And Kshatriya's basic duty is to protect others, to protect the people in the kingdom. Okay. And the Vaishya's basic duty is cow protection, farming, agriculture. These are the principal duties of a Vaishya. And Shudra, yeah.
I mean, like any service being done to others.
Service, yeah, working as a servant under their masters. Okay. So these are the basic duties of these 4 classes of men: Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Krishna created these 4 classes of men so that people can get purified by gradually by delivering their duties. But if one escapes from their duties, then where is the chance of getting purified? So that's why Prabhupada writes here in the purport, if the son of Kshatriya declines to fight, he is a Kshatriya in the name only. And if the son of Brahmana acts impiously, he is a Brahmana in the name only. So now in today's age, we see Brahmanas also eating meat, which is so sad. They are the ones who are, who should impart this Vedic knowledge and tell others not to eat meat. But they are the ones who, who are eating meat a lot. So, so these days there's no distinction between Brahmana and Shudra. So technically we are all Shudras. If you are all working for somebody, we're all Shudras. All the so-called software engineers, even if you are a vice president in Microsoft or Facebook, or some senior director anywhere, they're all Shudras. If you're working for somebody, you are Shudra. Service. Yeah, we are all servants. So now if we don't follow our own dharma and try to escape like what Arjuna was trying to do, then there's no chance of getting purification. Now, Arjuna's situation was that he has the best of everything. So what do you mean he has the best of everything? He was with Krishna. Krishna was the chariot driver. Krishna was present to guide Arjuna what to do, what not to do. And Arjuna was deriving his strength from Krishna. When Krishna asked Duryodhana and Arjuna, you have 2 options. You can either pick me or you can pick my Narayani Sena. Krishna gave 2 options to both Arjuna and Duryodhana. Either you can pick me, but I will not hold any, I'll not touch any weapon. I'll not fight on the battlefield. So you can choose me, or you can choose my Narayani Sena. Now Arjuna chose Krishna alone, even though he said he was not going to fight, but Arjuna chose Krishna because he knows that Krishna is the supreme, and Arjuna was deriving all the strength from Krishna. So despite having the best situation, Arjuna was thinking like an incapable person. That's the first word, right? Klaibyam. Klaibyam means impotent, not capable of doing anything, not capable of doing anything. So he had the best of everything. Despite that, Arjuna was acting like a impotent. Now, what to speak of all of us? We don't have the best of everything like what Arjuna had. We don't have Krishna in person with us. Krishna is there everywhere. No, he's there in the temple. He's there everywhere. He's within our heart as Paramatma. But we are not seeing Krishna in person like how Arjuna was seeing him in person. So we don't have the best of everything like what Arjuna had. But we don't have the best of the situation like Arjuna had. So that makes our situation even more weaker. It makes our situation even more weaker. When we are presented with challenges in our life, it makes our situation even more weaker. So that's what Krishna is saying, Therefore, Krishna said that such an attitude in Arjuna did not fit his personality. Arjuna was a great archer. He got the boon from Lord Shiva, and he got the Pashupatastra. And he was able to fight in darkness also. He was able to shoot arrows in darkness. He was a mighty warrior. That's his personality. And he had Krishna with him on the battlefield. Despite that, he was exhibiting, this quality of impotence. So Krishna is saying, it does not become you. It does not, if you look at the translation, right? It does not become you. It does not become you means every person has certain qualities that define that person. The other day, Prabhupada was, Harilas Maharaj giving a lecture last week. He was telling Prabhupada's pranam mantra. Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. So that defines Prabhupada. That, especially that last line, Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. That defines Prabhupada. Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Paschatya means Western countries, foreign countries. Paschatya Desha Tarine. Tarine means he is the one who came to deliver the Western people. Tarine means to deliver. Prabhupada is the person who came to deliver the Western people. Paschatya Desha Tarine. Nirvisesha Shunyavadi. Shunyavadi means voidism, zero. Voidism, zero. That means there are people, atheists. Atheists, they don't believe in God. No impersonalism, no personalism, nothing. They don't believe in God. Voidism. And Nirvisesha means the impersonalists, Mayavadis. They believe they are spiritualists, they are transcendentalists, but they believe in impersonal God. They don't believe that God has a form. They say God is Nirakar, Nirguna, no form, no qualities, etc. So Prabhupada is that person who came to dispel the ignorance of these impersonalists. Prabhupada is that person who came to dispel the ignorance of the Shunyavadi. Prabhupada is the person who came to deliver the Western people. So that line, Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine, it defines Prabhupada. Now, if Prabhupada is not doing that, then it does not become him. That's what Krishna meant here. It does not become you. That means Arjuna has certain qualities. He's a great archer. He's a good friend of Krishna. And he's the son of Partha. What is that?
Good archer.
Good archer. Mighty archer. Okay. He's the greatest archer in that time. He's the greatest archer in that time. And he's the son of Kshatriya. Now, if he is not following the Kshatriya Dharma, and if he is not acting according to his qualities, it does not become you. That's what the translation, it does not become you, Krishna says. So in spite of all these credits, if Arjuna abandoned in the purport, if Arjuna abandoned the battle, he would be committing an infamous act. He would be committing an infamous act means when a Kshatriya leaves the battlefield without fighting, then everyone will ridicule that person, saying that, oh, he's a person of cowardice. He does not have courage to fight. That's why he escaped. People will ridicule him. Now, ridicule is more degrading than death to a Kshatriya. If a person ridicules a Kshatriya, it is more degrading than death itself. See, the death itself is a horrifying thing to any person. Our own death is the most horrifying thing of all. But what can be more horrifying than death is infamy. Infamy. If a Kshatriya is escaping from the battle, people will ridicule that person, and that infamy is more degrading than the death itself for a Kshatriya. So that's what Prabhupada writing. He would be committing an infamous act. He will be infamous and ridiculed by everyone.
First line you mentioned,
yeah.
Was addressed as the son of Partha, who happened to the sister of Krishna's father Vasudeva.
Yeah.
The meaning of this. Why mention Krishna's father? Why conversation?
So why it is mentioned here is, in the shloka, Krishna calls Arjuna as Partha. Where is that? Klaibyam masmagama Partha. If you look at the first line, Klaibyam masmagama Partha. So Prabhupada is explaining why Krishna addressed Arjuna as Partha. Now, Krishna and Arjuna, they have different names. Like Arjuna has different names like Dhananjaya, Partha, Kaunteya. Depending on the context, Krishna calls Arjuna with different names. Now, Prabhupada is clarifying that why Krishna called Arjuna as Partha in this context. So, Arjuna's father was Partha. Okay? Who happened to be the sister of.
Is it another name of Kunti Devi?
Yeah, another name of Kunti Devi. So, who is the sister of Krishna's father, Vasudeva? Yeah.
Kunti Devi is also called
Partha. Yeah. Sorry, Pritha. Yeah, Pritha. Son of Pritha is Partha. Yeah. Son of Vasudeva is Vasudeva. Krishna's name is Vasudeva. Son of Vasudeva is Vasudeva. Son of Pritha is Partha. Yeah. Yeah. Son of Pritha is Partha. Yeah. So the context here is Prabhupada explaining that Arjuna is the son of a Kshatriya. Arjuna is the son of a Kshatriya. And when he declines to fight, he is escaping from his Varnashrama duties. Okay. Any other points? Any other points or any questions from anyone on this? Anything? Anyone?
Krishna is very particular, Prabhuji.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when it's time to fight,
Yeah.
he instructs fight.
Yeah.
Does not say like, oh, this.
Yeah.
It's very clear.
Yeah.
I heard like some other lectures, wherever he is there, he is 100% there.
Yeah.
So this yoga defines.
Yeah. Yeah. And when Krishna said, Karmanye vadikaraste ma phalesh kadachana ma karma phala heturbu mate sangostva karmani. Krishna said, you have a right to perform your duty, but you do not have any right to claim the results out of it. So there Krishna did not say, okay, you just do whatever you can. Krishna did not say that. Krishna asked, you give your 100%. You give your 100%. If you are a Kshatriya, you fight to the best of your ability. If you are a Brahmana, you preach to the best of your ability. You act piously to the best of your ability. And if you are a business person, you do your business to the best of your ability. Don't be lethargic and don't settle with something. And yeah.
So I think last week Maharaj said that like, when a person is born,
yeah.
So now like he gets his free will.
Yeah.
So like he will not be able to anything from his past dharma.
Yeah.
So like Anil's Punya or Anil's
Mm-hmm.
So in this context like what is the reason specifically like Krishna is like trying to convince Arjuna that like you don't go on this path. So like Arjuna has also his free will.
Yeah.
But the one himself, he is there and he is like trying to put him on the right path. So it's like on his will, he wants to change his like free will.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing that like he is going on wrong path. So this is like why he chose Arjuna doing that, like why he didn't choose like someone else.
Why he did not choose someone else and why only Arjuna? Because Arjuna is, say, to speak Bhagavad Gita or for any guru, right, to give an instruction, there has to be a relation. Now, Arjuna is a good devotee and good friend of Krishna. And he's a great archer. He can fight the battle and win the battle also. But Krishna put Arjuna into some kind of illusion so that Krishna can speak Bhagavad Gita. Okay? And Krishna is also establishing the point that he's speaking Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna because he's a good friend of him. Arjuna is a good friend of him. Now, if a guru goes and gives an instruction to some random person, that person doesn't have to listen to that instruction. So the guru cannot give instruction to some random person. Okay. Now here Haridas Maharaj is giving instruction to all of us because he is our Shiksha Guru here. There is a Diksha Guru and Shiksha Guru. Just like Krishna is a Shiksha Guru for Arjuna. Arjuna did not take Diksha from Krishna, right? He is a Shiksha Guru who was giving guidance to Arjuna. And why he was doing? He's a good friend. He's a good friend, so he will listen the good piece of advice. But why only Arjuna? Why not someone else? First of all, Krishna chose the battlefield as the place to speak Bhagavad Gita. Now, there are many occasions where Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita in different occasions. Okay? If you think about this particular incident of Bhagavad Gita where Krishna spoke on the battlefield, right? Now, battlefield is in one sense, it's a dangerous place, right? So anybody can die, and even Arjuna's own life is also under threat, right? So it's a most dangerous place of anything else. Now, if Krishna speaks Bhagavad Gita in that most dangerous situation, everybody will listen. In fact, that was Krishna's intent. Krishna's intent of speaking Bhagavad Gita is that everybody will hear that and they will listen. Everyone who was present on the battlefield, everyone was hearing this. Not only Arjuna, everyone was hearing this. Duryodhana and everyone else were hearing. Yeah, Krishna spoke to Uddhava. Yeah, Uddhava.
That's where Krishna has to be.
Yeah.
Remind the beauties of Uddhava.
Yeah, Krishna spoke similar message to Uddhava.
Depending on devotees' needs.
Yeah.
Krishna needs.
Yeah. So just like Arjuna, we are all, see why Krishna was speaking Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. Krishna's intent is to teach this message to all of us, but he's teaching that in an indirect way. Now, if he tells directly that, hey Manish, from tomorrow onwards, you have to do whatever I'm saying. You cannot do whatever you want to do, but you have to say whatever I'm saying to do. If Krishna tells that, nobody is going to listen. That's why Krishna is teaching indirectly. Just like when newlywed bride comes home, how does the mother-in-law teach what to do, what not to do? How does the mother-in-law teach to the daughter-in-law? There are two approaches, right? Either the mother-in-law can teach directly to the daughter-in-law, saying that this is how you do, this is how you should not do. But since the bride is new to the home, the daughter-in-law is new to the home, there is a good chance that the daughter-in-law will be offended if the mother-in-law says anything direct. And the daughter-in-law will never listen to mother-in-law. But the indirect approach is, you have some experience? I'll ask Manish later on when you are not there. So the indirect way of teaching is, mother-in-law can use her own daughter and teach indirectly. Instead of telling the daughter-in-law directly, the mother-in-law can tell the daughter, this is how you should do, this is how you should not do. Even though the daughter knows everything already, because she's in the home, right? She knows everything. But just to teach the daughter-in-law, mother-in-law can use the daughter as an instrument. So similarly, Krishna is using Arjuna as an instrument to teach all of us. Now, whatever shloka that you pick from Bhagavad Gita, don't think that it is only to Arjuna and not to me. Don't think that it is to others and not to me. So every shloka, every instruction of Krishna, we should think that it is to us. Krishna is directly addressing us. Now here in this shloka, for example, O son of Pritha, instead of that, O Ashok, O Ashok, do not yield to this degrading impotence. It does not become you. Give up such petty weakness of heart and arise, O chastiser of the enemy. So you should understand them in that way. In a personalized manner, as if Krishna is speaking to us directly.
I heard someone telling like this. You should always listen that as if Krishna is speaking personally to you.
Yeah. As if Krishna is speaking personally to you, and as if Prabhupada, the purport, you have to imagine like Prabhupada's letter to you. We have seen letters from Prabhupada to all his disciples, right? There are letters to Haridas Maharaj, Radhanath Swami Maharaj, and imagine the amount of time Prabhupada has spent. He was writing letters and responding to the letters. He was writing books, delivering lectures, traveling.
Yeah.
humongous task.
That's like all over the world.
All over the world, yeah.
At the age of 66.
At the tail end of his life. Now we are so capable, we are young, we don't have time to even reply to emails. And Prabhupada was writing letters, and very detailed, very personalized letters. He writes like, Dear Radhanath, I'm very impressed the way you have been cultivating the university preaching in Virginia, Western Virginia. And I'm very impressed the way you are performing your pujari duties at New Vrindavan temple. Radhanath Swami Maharaj, initially that was his first service, pujari at New Vrindavan temple, West Virginia. So Prabhupada used to write letters like that. Very detailed, very detailed. And then what is his vision and what is his instruction to, that particular disciple in that letter. So amazing time. So we all have to take Prabhupada's purports as letters to us. Letter to Naresh, letter to Kiran, letter to Swati, like that.
When they become your alumni,
Huh?
in the future will be writing these
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So next one.
Prabhuji, what is the difference between Diksha Guru and Siksha Guru?
Rahul, 1 second. Richa is asking something. Yeah.
And explore something more about the Upapadhyaya things.
Aitatvai upapadyate. Upapadyate means is befitting. It does not fit. It does not fit Arjuna. His decision of not fighting, it does not fit Arjuna. Because Arjuna is the greatest archer, right? So as a Kshatriya and as the greatest Kshatriya of all of that time, he should be fighting. If he is not fighting, that means it does not fit him. His decision does not fit him. Yeah. Shudram, petty. Shudram, if you look at the translation, right? Yeah. Shudram is petty. If you look at the word for word meaning, Shudram Hridaya Daurbalyam, this petty weakness of the heart. Yeah. Shudram is petty. So petty, how do I explain in English? Huh? Dictionary, yes. So petty, let's look up the meaning of petty.
Petty means small or insignificant kind of.
Yeah, little importance or trivial, of secondary or lesser importance, rank on scale or minor. Okay. Tyaktvottishta. Tyaktva means giving up. Uttishta means get up. Must have heard in Vishnu Sahasranamam, right? Uttishta. What is that line? Uttishta Garuda Dvaja. So Vishnu Sahasranamam is to wake up, Lord Vishnu. Yeah. Uttishta, get up. In another later verses, Krishna says, Uttishta Parantapa. Krishna addresses Arjuna as Parantapa. Uttishta Parantapa. Get up, Arjuna, and fight. So Uttishta means get up. Yeah. Yeah, Rahul, go ahead.
Yeah, Prabhuji. There's the difference between a Siksha Guru and a Diksha Guru.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you're asking what is the difference?
Yeah, Prabhuji.
Between Diksha Guru and Siksha Guru. Yeah. Diksha Guru is the one who gives mantra Diksha. Okay. In different sampradayas, they have different mantras that are given by the Guru at the time of mantra Diksha. Now, if you take Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya, right? So, the disciples are given some specific mantra at the time of initiation or Diksha. Diksha means initiation. So, Diksha means you are connected to the Guru Parampara. Going to temple? Okay, sure. Very good. You are the disciple is connected to Guru Parampara. Connected to Parampara in the disciplic succession, starting from Krishna all the way to Srila Prabhupada. We have discussed that lineage of gurus, right? So Diksha establishes a person as a bona fide representative of Krishna. So in future, that person can also become guru, and he can initiate others. He can impart this knowledge to everyone, and he can also initiate others. That happens after a long time, after a lot of purification. But Diksha is the process that connects a person to this parampara. And it establishes a relationship between the disciple and the guru who is giving the Diksha. Different sampradayas have different mantra given at the time of Diksha. And in ISKCON, the mantra is Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. At the time of initiation, the guru asks the disciple to chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Different sampradaya, they have different mantras. So that is Diksha Guru. Now Shiksha Guru is the one who is present with you in person and giving guidance, giving instructions, what to do, what not to do. And when the devotees are making mistakes, the Shiksha Guru is the one who can correct them. Because Diksha Guru, he may be available in person or may not be available. Because if you look at ISKCON, right, there are many gurus. There are many gurus worldwide in different parts of the world. And the disciples, based on their inclination, they may be attracted to one particular guru. And they may aspire to take initiation or Diksha from that particular guru. The disciple may be in India and the guru may be in America. But because the disciple likes certain things, the way he's preaching or the qualities of the guru, the disciple chooses to take Diksha from a particular guru who is in America. So now that guru is not available on daily basis to see you and to correct your mistakes. So in those cases, you take instruction from a local guru, from the local temple, wherever you are residing. So that guru will be your Shiksha Guru, the person who is giving you instruction. Shiksha means instruction, or Shiksha can also mean discipline. The guru who disciplines you is Shiksha Guru. The guru who disciplines every day in your day-to-day walk of life is Shiksha Guru. Yeah. And in some cases, Shiksha Guru and Diksha Guru can be same. The Diksha Guru is present in person. Same Guru is Diksha Guru and Shiksha Guru also. Yeah. Now, sometimes you can also seek mentorship from a guru who is in a remote place. You can accept that person who is in a remote place as your Shiksha Guru. Okay. For example, Radhesham Prabhu. So he's in Pune, but there are thousands of people across the world who like the way he teaches and he preaches. He gives instructions to, especially brahmacharis, right? So they might consider Radhesham Prabhu as their Shiksha Guru. Like that. Yeah. So basically, whoever is your mentor, guiding you on daily basis, correcting your mistakes, giving you instruction what to do, what not to do, he can be your Shiksha Guru. Yeah. But both are equally important. Both Shiksha Guru and Diksha Guru are equally important. Yeah. Okay. So anything else? I was about to go to the next verse, but I think it's already 7:05. We'll not go to the next verse, but Hare Krishna. But we can discuss if there are any questions or any comments or reflections. Swati, Madhuri, anything from you? No, okay. Venugopal?
Prabhuji.
I have only one. I have one question, Prabhu.
Yeah.
So Arjuna is, he's very good devotee of Krishna, right?
Yeah.
But when he was asked to fight,
Yeah.
once he got confused at that point of time. So because he is a very great devotee, his intelligence will not get affected, right? Because of any deviations and all.
Yeah. He was a great devotee and friend of Krishna. But Krishna put Arjuna in an illusion so that he can speak Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna has all this knowledge. He knows about the soul and he knows about the relationship between Krishna and Arjuna. Everything. He knows everything. But just to speak Bhagavad Gita to all of us, Krishna wanted to use Arjuna as an instrument. That's why Krishna put Arjuna in that situation of not fighting. Then he started speaking Bhagavad Gita. Yeah. Okay. Anything else? If nothing else, then we will conclude the call here. Thank you, everyone. Hare Krishna. We continue next week. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.